The elegant Grim Reaper Testament has returned once again to Guilty Gear with a new array of traps and trickery for Guilty Gear Strive. In this video, we're going to cover Testament's Archetype, key normals and specials, and the general game plan to get you on your way to playing Testament in Guilty Gear Strive. First off, let's take a look at Testament's Archetype. Testament can be seen more as a neutral screen control character. Testament has a lot of good zoning potential with the far-reaching normals such as Far Slash and Forward Heavy Slash, in addition to great special moves that cover space such as Grave Reaper and Unholy Diver. Additionally, Testament has a really unique mechanic known as Stain State that helps Testament stay in control of the match. Now let's take a look at Testament's key normals. First up on the list we have Standing K or 5K. Testament's Standing K is the starting attack you'll be using when approaching your opponents due to its speed of 7 frames. It also helps set up the universal knockdown for Testament going into Crouching Dust, so you'll find yourself using this move quite a bit for your approaches. Next up is Crouching P or 2P. This is Testament's fastest normal at 5 frames. This will be your fastest option to contest your opponent's offense with, as Testament does not have a meterless reversal option. Next on the list is Crouching K or 2K. This is Testament's quickest low option. There's not much to be said here other than this is your generic low option in Guilty Gear Strive and then sets up your generic knockdown as well. Next on our list we have Far Slash. This is the god normal for Testament. This is going to be your main long-range tool on approaches versus your opponents. Additionally, it's also great as a whiff punish tool against your opponents whiffing their attacks. It's also great for stopping your opponent's approaches from long ranges. Next on our list is Close Slash. This move is +1 on block, making it a solid tool in delayed offensive strings for Testament. Much like every other Close Slash in the game, it is also dash cancelable and jump cancelable as well. You will most definitely be using this move a lot when you get up close and personal against your opponents. Next up we have Crouching Slash or 2 Slash. This move works well as your counter poke option to your opponent's approaches in the neutral game. Additionally, this move is great for your approaches as well. Next we have Forward Heavy Slash or 6H. This move is worth mentioning despite its slow speed of 23 frames as a preemptive attack. This move is great for preemptively striking movements such as jumps or backdashes against your opponents. Be sure to use this move with caution because the recovery on this move is quite long. Next up on Testament's normal list is the Guilty Gear Strive special, Forward Punch or 6P. This is your go-to anti-air attack against your opponents leaving the ground. It is also your go-to mid-grounded crush against your opponent's mid-high attacks as well. And for what it's worth, I gotta be honest with you guys, this is by far, arguably speaking, one of the best, if not the best, 6P or 4+ punch in all of Guilty Gear Strive. Next up we have Jump Punch. Jump P is a solid air-to-air check against your opponent that can be chained into itself. It also can help you set up different kinds of offensive strings once you staircase them down to the ground. Next on our jump normals we have Jumping Slash. This is another great air-to-air attack to check your opponents from further distances. And lastly on our normals, we have Jump H. This is your go-to jump and attack on air dash approaches and normal jump approaches as well. It is a very solid choice for most jump-in situations. Now that we've covered Testament's normals, let's take a look at Testament's special moves. First up on our list is Grave Reaper. This is Testament's projectile, and it has 2 versions that cover 2 separate angles while grounded and in the air. The S version projectile travels horizontally, while the H version travels diagonally. Grave Reaper also has the benefit of placing a succubus on the screen wherever the projectile finishes. Should Testament place another Grave Reaper on the screen, it will replace the previous succubus location that was already placed. All versions of Grave Reaper can be held to charge the attack. Charging the attack improves the damage advantage, and it also allows the projectile to travel further distances. Next up on our list is Unholy Diver. Testament sends a crow to attack the opponent, which functions as another projectile. Unholy Diver and Grave Reaper work together as the crow tracks the location of the Grave Reaper's succubus, creating another opportunity to attack the opponent with a projectile. Additionally, if you hold the P button, the crow will fly in a straight line and completely avoid the succubus location. Should Unholy Diver connect against the opponent, it will then apply Testament's sub-mechanic, Stain. Don't worry, my fellow noobs, we'll be getting into Stain State a little bit later on within the video. Next on the special move list is Possession. This is Testament's teleport. Possession allows Testament to teleport to an active succubus location. Otherwise, if there is no succubus on the field, Testament will teleport in place. However, if there is an active succubus on the field, you can hold the K button to fake the teleport to stay in place to bait your opponents. Possession can also be done in the air, which adds another layer of trickery against your opponents. And lastly on our list is Arbiter Sign. Testament summons a beast to attack the opponent. The S version hits low, while the H version hits overhead. Arbiter Sign tracks the opponent's location. However, when full screen, the beast will not actually hit the opponent at that range. It will be just slightly outside of their range, making it a little bit harder for them to move forward in the neutral game at full screen. Use it sparingly during your pressure and or zoning against your opponents. Now we're going to take a quick look at Testament's overdrives. And the first overdrive on our list is Nostrovia. This overdrive is mostly used as a combo extender due to its corner carry potential. The biggest upside to this move is that it applies Stain State on hit, making it great to wall break with. Getting a hard knockdown and Stain is great for Testament post wall break. The next overdrive on our list is Calamity 1. This is Testament's only invincible reversal option. It is not the fastest reversal, but it does serve its purpose. It can also be used in exchange of Nostrovia for more damage, but you don't get to apply Stain State. Let's take a look at Testament's general game plan. Let's start with Testament's neutral game. Testament's neutral is going to require you to maintain your distance and control the neutral space. In order to control the neutral, you'll be using the following: Standing K, Bar Slash, Crouching Slash, and the God button forward punch. You'll also be setting up Grave Reaper Succubus to play tricks with teleporting to the area it resides, or faking it to bait the opponent to make a mistake. Additionally, you'll be working with Unholy Diver to set up Stain State to maintain your advantages in neutral and during pressure strings. And speaking of Stain State, let's take a moment to highlight exactly what this is all about. So let's take a closer look at Stain State and Testament's pressure. Testament's Unholy Diver projectile and Nostrovia overdrive put the opponent into Stain State on contact regardless of hit or block. Stain State lasts about 5 seconds and ends when either triggered by Testament or when Testament gets hit. Hitting an opponent in Stain State with any of Testament's normals, Arbiter Sign, or Scythe Slash of Grave Reaper causes an automatic follow-up Stain attack that can be used to extend combos on hit or maintain pressure on block. Maintaining Stain State is a critical part of playing Testament, so be sure to end your wall break combos with Unholy Diver or Nostrovia to keep Stain post wall breaks. All in all, be sure to do your best to keep the opponent in Stain State as much as possible. And now for the last part of Testament's game plan, the corner game. The corner is one of the scariest positions for Testament's opponents. Stifling your opponents with normals, Grave Reapers, and most importantly, staying states is vital to the corner game. 6H or 4+H is a very strong option to call out your opponent's attempts to jump out of the corner. When you've applied staying state, should they get hit, you can follow up with a combo back into staying state on the wall break. You can also use staying state to set up the hallmark offensive Guilty Gear Strive, the strike throw game as well. And lastly, with staying state, you can use Arbor Design to keep them on their toes with a slightly safer high-low attack game. So be sure to mix it up. In conclusion, Testament is one of the most well-rounded neutral characters in all of Guilty Gear Strive. With their strong neutral buttons and tricky neutral play, Testament can be a formidable opponent to play against. If you're looking for a character with excellent range and tricky mix-ups, then the elegant Grim Reaper is a perfect fit for you. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy content like this, please be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments below.